Hello everyone, this is Jackson100 and welcome back to another video. Today I've got a Karakuri deck profile. I was thinking of some combos that I could do with Needle and Auroradon, and obviously I thought it was kind of easy to make a level 7 synchro. I was like, what's a cool one? A beret. We can do some cool stuff with this. I have to look into it, so I thought I'd make a deck around it. So yeah, let's get into it. After this I'm going to show some combos. I should say that first. Starting off, I got 3 copies of model 177 Inasichi. So basically this is your Stratos of the deck. Search for any card, so you can also search for your spell and trap cards, which you'll normally be doing, because there's not really good monsters to search. There is a level 5 guy, but that does lock you into Karakuri, so kind of, actually I think it's out of machines, so it means you can't make like Need or Fiber and do stuff, so it kind of stops you, so it's not really worth it to play. But you can search for like Gamroil, which is a reborn, and that's normally what you want to do. So if you only open this, you can go this, search Gamroil, make Almirage, then Anaconda for Dragoon. Otherwise you've got these traps you can search. And then I've got 3 copies of model 224 Nanishi. She gives you an extra normal summon, so her plus any is Needle Fiber, basically. And you can also do something cool later, where if you summon her off one of the big guys, then you can use the extra normal summon to summon one from hand. So some cool stuff you can do with that, especially if you're summoning this one. Then I've got 3 copies of model 4624 Shurikanishi. This is important for climbing because it's level 1, so you want to go 7 to 8, and then you want to go 8 to 9 twice, and then it has another effect. You can banish it from the graveyard. It's a quick effect to switch the battle position of a Karakuri, so on your turn you're going to want to use it to trigger the Brado, and then your opponent's turn you want to use it to trigger the Brabu to banish. And then for the last ones I've got 1 copy of model 313 Saizan, 1 copy of model 96 Shinkaro, and 1 copy of model 919 Quick. These are basically for levels, so basically you use Saizan and Coldwing to make an 8 synchro. If you draw one of these, you can't go the 7 to 8 and then 2 8s to 9, so you need 7 to 9, and then 8 to 9, and then 7 to 8. I forgot maths there. Yeah, that's what you want to do if you do that, so this is useful for that. And then Quick is useful if you want to make Nat Beast. You can go, or Barkion, you can go Quick, and then plus one of this and this to make that. And then I've got 3 goes of Adara. I just wanted a tuner that was easy to summon, and it's probably the best one. So if you can do this and 2 more monsters, you can go Needle, and then if that gets negated, you can then go Anaconda. So Anaconda's really mostly have a backup, but it's also useful with Inasichi. It just helps you play through hand traps, otherwise you can't normally. Stuff like Dragon Link, Infinite will have a play to bait out the hand trap before, where this deck doesn't really. And then I've got 3 copies of Despo 2 and the Despo 1, and basically this is probably the best starter. You do this, summon this, and then if you make the Needle and this gets hand trapped, you're playing stuff like Turbo Booster, so you can summon that, and then that's a machine, so you make a Auroradon anyway, and then you just do the combo anyway, so just plays for the hand trap basically. And then I've got 2 Coltwing, it's just the brick, but you have to play 2, because if you draw you can't do the combo basically. Then I have Quick Draw, this is the tuner extender, it's also a machine. Then I've got 3 Turbo Booster, which is just a general extender. If you normal summon, you can specialist from your hand, and again it's a machine. It's also machine dupable. Despo 2 is also machine dupable. So if you open just those 2, you can still make Anaconda, even if this gets hand traps. And then for the hand traps, I've got 3 copies of Nib, 3 copies of Gamma, and the Driver. Obviously you just want high impact hand traps, because that's how the format is. Maybe you put Droll in, but yeah, it's kind of hard to play so many hand traps in this deck. Because unlike the Dragons and the Infinite, you have a play to bait out their hand trap already, so you want to play more, less hand traps to draw more extenders, basically. And then lastly, I've got the Dark Magician, the Red Eyes, which is needed for the fusion, obviously. And then for spells, I've got 3 copies of Gamroil. This is Reborn for any Karakuris. Then if the battle position changes, you can give a Karakuri 500. So that's useful if you use it on like later turns to revive the synchros, and then when you change the positions of things, you can make them bigger. It is once per turn though, so maybe it's useful to only play 2. I'm playing 3, just have the max amount, because it's an extender normally. So it's normally not that bad if you draw multiple, because then you can use it later turn if it goes to a grind game. Then I have 3 copies of Machine Dupe. This doesn't really give you any super combos in this deck, it's mainly just there to bait out hand trap, because if someone plays Machine Dupe and they've got Ash, they're going to Ash you 100% of the time, and you just make Needle and laugh at them. There is some cool things you can do with it. If you summon off something off one of the synchros, and then you can machine dupe that to bring out more of it. But yeah, normally it's just a ash bait basically. Then I've got 3 cups of tuning, just add the quick draw. This can mill a Karakuri to use Gamma Oil. It's possible. Before this I was playing Revival Golem, looking at Adamanticipated lists. But you can't really Revival Golem if you have Herald. Obviously you can't with this either. But this is more useful later, because you can use it like this in a token to make an 8 synchro. And then I've got 3 copies of Triple Tactics Talent. This is just really good in this deck for mostly the look out your opponent's hand and rip a card effect. Then if you hand trap you can rip the second hand trap out, you can rip the Dragoon out and then make Dragoon, and then you're probably going to win, because you've got rid of whatever stops the Dragoon, basically. The take is fine if you get gammered. You can take, and then if you start with this instead of the needle, then you can take and then make the needle there. And the draw is just, if you have to. And then obviously it's really good going second, steal, Dragoon, etc. And then for the one-off spells, I've got Reborn, it's just an extender, 1 for 1. Just summon this normally. And it's also extender / starter. Then Call By, just to stop hand traps, like Ash. And then Red Ice Fusion, because you need it, obviously. And then for the traps, I've got 1 copy of Karakuri Cash Shed, and 1 copy of Karakuri Cash In. So this is what you search off this if you want to have this, basically. And it just gives you some extra interrupts. This can negate spell and trap cards, so it stops you getting Dark Rulered or Even Lead, etc. But a lot of combat decks can't stop the Dark Ruler, but Cash Shed means you can actually stop the Dark Ruler, which is pretty cool. And then Cash In swaps the Karakuri to negate a monster effect, and then you can also banish it to change an opponent's monster's battle position. It might be any battle position. Yeah, mostly opponents anyway. So that's good against dinos if they try and attack you with UCT, etc. Just an extra monster to negate. Then for the extra deck, I've got Dragoon, and then I've got Savage and Herald. So normally we just need to end up on these 2 plus Prebu. Then I've got for the Karakuris 2 Beret, 2 Beredo, and 2 Prebu. Yeah, so obviously just climb up them. Okay, then I've got Nat Beast. So if you draw an extender, normally you can end on Nat Beast, 2 Brebus, and a Herald, which is pretty good. Or you can also turn the 2 Brebus into Calamities, depending on what you're against. So that's what you want to do. Though maybe it's better to play the Barkion. Right, yeah, I'll talk about that when I get to the Barkion bit, basically. Then I've got the VFD, Needle, Rorodon, Anaconda, and then Almirage. Almirage is just needed sometimes, obviously for the Inosishi play. But if you have like a Tuna and the Gamma Oil, it's needed there. And then for the side deck, I've got Pancratops, just as good against going second against combo and control. And I've got the 2 Drolls. Maybe you want 3. But yeah. I've got Barkion. So this thing is good against trap decks in general, but if you make Nat Beast with the Herald, you can't actually use the effect of Nat Beast, so maybe Barkion's better for that reason. But maybe it's also better for protecting your VFD, because that means that Imperm doesn't do anything to it, and because you have Herald, the 1 droplets doesn't do anything to it, so they need double droplets basically to stop the VFD effect, as it's very unlikely. But it's harder to summon, so it's kind of depending on which one you want to put in. And then I've got 3 cups of Dark Ruler, obviously for going second against combo decks, Feather Duster and Lightning Storm, and Reboot for going second against Control, and Triple the Pointer for going first. Yeah, so next I'm going to show off a couple combos. Okay, so we're going to get to the combos now. So this is the first combo, which is just Needle Fiber. So make Needle, normally summon a 1, but here we have it, so just summon Anishi instead, because already there's a machine to make a Aurodon. And then we'll summon our 3 tokens, and then summon back the 001, Synchro for Herald, and then a Aurodon, tribute the tokens, summon Cult Wing, summon 2 more tokens, and then we summon back 001. And then we'll Synchro for Beret, and then we'll use Beret to summon the Saiyan for the deck. So if you already drew the Saiyan, you have to summon level 3 to make a 7. But obviously we haven't, so then we'll summon Beredo, and then we use Beredo effect to summon the level 1. So if you already drew the level 1, or if you have to do the level 3 play there, you have to summon the level 2 at some point to go to 7 to 9, and then go from 7 to 8 to 9. And then next we use Beret's effect to swap the Beredo to draw a card. Alternatively, you could have made the second Beredo and then drew 2 cards and then make 2 of this and on VFD instead of Brabu and Savage. This is what I've gone for. So use Brabu, summon this, summon Savage, and then Savage, and then that's the end for this combo. Then for the next combo, this is if you open an extender. The one here is Inosichi. So we'll summon the Needle, summon 1, summon Rawdon, blah blah blah, same combo as before. Okay, yeah, so at this point we're going to make the second Beredo. And then we use the graveyard effect of Shokunishi to change the position to get the 2 draws. Again, this is kind of risky because if you draw the last one of this, you can't make both the 9s. Let's go Berebu, summon the last one, and then we go Berebu, summon the Nishi. I'll say the reason I'm summoning 1 Berebu and attack and 1 in defense is that Berebu protects defense position monsters. So the board will how the stuff will be protected. So we'll summon the Nishi from deck and then extra normal on the Inosichi, which will get to sets for the trap card. So what I've done here is made Nat Beast with them and not made VFD with these. So we can use the Shokunishi to put this to defense, and then we'll get 2 banishes. And then we also have Cash Shed to get a spell as opposed to having VFD. It's just whatever you want to go for. That's what you can go for. Yeah, Berebu protects Nat Beast or Herald or Bark, or whatever you want to make if you put them in defense. I just have to out these first, which is pretty good. So yeah, so that's been it for the combos. It's been Jackson 100 signing off. Have a good day.